I'm Milt Bertzel from Florida, and we're one of the older ones, I guess. We were established in 1989, and membership is still our main target, the thing that we have to work most on. The last question here, I want to mention we do have regions, and I find them extremely helpful because we have, especially this year, we have an outstanding group of regional directors, and they can help in all aspects. But principally this year, for the first time in a very, very long time, we have picked up new chapters. We've gotten 2 new chapters, and I think there'll be another 2 this next year. In addition, our enrollments have increased significantly. We picked up 454 new members this year. Again, something that hadn't happened for a few years. Membership is our main target. We have 70 CCRCs in the state. 70. 54 is all that belong to FliCRA. And that is principally through the maneuverings of one key person, Peter Dyes, who was always on the Governor's Council and that type of thing, and is actively against us. And nobody wants to bring that up, but it's a fact. And he sits on all the joint committees. We have a joint panel with Leading Age, and he's on that panel. I think he belongs to Leading Age, but he certainly doesn't belong to FliCRA. And I'm one of the first that speaks up about it and makes it public. 54 FliCRA chapters, and they range from, recently it was 16% low enrollment, up to what in our home, we have all but 1 or 2 people. And we don't press because they're new move-ins and all. But we have one character, he just takes pride in the fact he doesn't join. He's been there for years. But I think we're highly successful in our program. We have good people. As I say, the regional directors, we have 8 regions. The regional directors do an outstanding job. This year we concentrated on membership. And as I said, we had a group, one chapter at 16%. We now have them up over 40. I went out there and made a presentation, and it was funny because I was a little challenging. And they actually didn't have a committee. And I was raving about that, and one woman raised her hand and said, "I'll be membership chairman." And then a few seconds later, she said, "Anybody wants to join, come over here." And we walked out of there with quite a few new members. And we've had to be very aggressive. And been aggressive. We have a publication that we put out quarterly. And I try to pick a topic that is pertinent to the moment. And I've done it. And we've had good comments back from it. My wife is the editor, so that proves how good it is. But, you know, we're having a good time while we're doing it. We have 33,000 members there, but that's still unsatisfactory. This year, for the first time in history, we had, as I said, 2 new chapters and picked up a lot of more members. We work closely with Leading Age. The Leading Age and we, it's a state law 651. 651 is the law that pertains to health care, medical, all that. And we have worked with them on that to the point that the Office of Insurance Regulation just stands back as what you 2 guys want. First few years, we fought like cats and dogs. Then we realized nobody was winning. And so then we decided that we would, most times, I mean, people lose sight of the fact that if the provider gets undue increase in expenses, we pay it. They don't. Simple fact. All right, so that they also, so we started just try. We found out we most of the time could agree. And in the exceptional cases, you can negotiate and come up with a satisfactory solution that you both could agree with. I was at a presentation about a month ago, and OIR was presenting what they saw for the future, you know. And one thing they mentioned, and one of the people raised his hands and said, well, what's your position going to be on that? And he said, well, what do you want it to be? And we have an excellent relationship with them, so it works very well. I think that's about all. If anybody has any questions, I'll be more than glad to answer.
Yes?
Yes.
Please repeat the total number of members you have in the state, and also if you have any idea how many members you have in the national. How many are your chapter members for Florida?
On the NACCRA membership, I don't know. The other membership, the total member, I don't know. I will get it for you, but I got it at the...
332 in Florida. It's on the list.
Oh, we have more than 330.
No, we mean it.
That's NACCRA.
Did anybody
And,
have?
I'll caution, and one negative note, and I mentioned it before, but the fact is some people in Florida are saying that to promote NACCRA, which I promote always, that it competes with them getting FliCRA members. And I don't buy it. It's illogical. So my next article will be on that. It's the fact that that's a paper belief. That's not reasonable to expect that. Okay, there's one.
Yes, one more. Yeah.
Yeah, you said you have 2 new chapters, and this is something that we're trying to figure out in Virginia. A chapter is a group of people who join as a chapter, and each member pays dues, and then the chapter gets a rebate. If you join as a community, you pay dues, and that's it. You get a newsletter.
I'll tell you something else.
Use
We
the
did.
mic.
I just made a list of the victories we've had. Now, our residents, as a result of our work, on the average, it's back $6,000 a year. Things like the meal tax that someone else mentioned, all right? And then we passed a law that we wanted defibrillators in the units, and we wanted trained people there to work with them. That didn't save them money, but it sure saved some lives. And but saving money, we just keep going with it. And we fought the bed tax. We had to fight it for 2 years. And I mean by that, in 2 different sessions of the legislature, they came up with a proposal that we do a bed tax. Bed tax would be 10 cents a bed, occupied or unoccupied.
$10.
$10. A bed, whether it was occupied or not. But I've looked ahead and talked to some people in Michigan where they had gone in a year or so before, or several years before. It was now $50 a bed. Because once the Congress or legislature gets it in there, they can raise the price. That's no problem at all. So, you know, we save them about $6,000 to $7,000 a year. And so using that, it's easy to get members. Thank you.
Thank you so much.